Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Jana podcast. Last week, I spoke with my dearest friend, Stefanie Goertz, who you can see also here today, about boundaries. It was a different episode than you are used to because we spoke about our everyday life and how did we struggle ourselves with the boundaries. Because what I have realized, many people have this topic, even they do not realize. So if you didn't watch it, have a look. I have also opened up a little bit myself more than usually. So, and maybe you will find out some solutions and maybe you will see some situations which happen also in your life or happened. And we gave some tips, or Steffi definitely, how to figure it out, how to solve it. And now we will speak about what brings Steffi the biggest joy, what does she do to prevent stress, and so on. Just a few things about her background. Steffi is really inspiring woman who is half Guatemalan and half German. We spoke approximately 8 months ago about Guatemala and her roots. And she's also project coordinator at University of Potsdam. And also certified horse-assisted coach. So, Steffi, welcome to Jana podcast, and thank you for having you here again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jana.
So, Steffi, what do you do to prevent stress in your life?
Yeah, so we talked about it a bit in the last episode already, that I think it's good that everybody knows his or her own medicine. And for me, it's definitely animals, especially horses. I grew up with just spending time with horses. And I didn't, of course, when I was a child, I didn't know anything about the science behind it and why they have such an immense effect on humans, just their presence. But for me, when I just was around horses, I felt like my whole nervous system, I didn't even know the word back then, but I felt like my nervous system was so much calmer and so much grounded, because they have this huge heart, and this is science that we also adapt to this heart frequency of the horses, so we get more relaxed. They have a slower heart rate, and this we co-regulate basically with these amazing, huge and strong animals, and they have this. I always loved or still love hugging them and just lean on them. It gives me a lot of oxytocin basically, and joy, and I love being with them, because they have this calm presence. They are very strong, but very of course they're also very nervous horses and stuff, but when they are in their healthy energy, they have this strong but soft energy that is also transferring to humans if you're open to it. And for me, it does help a lot. And they also show their boundaries. We talked about boundaries last week. If you really they have like these subtle signs, body language, and they show if you cross their boundaries. But you have to really pay attention, and if you don't pay attention, their body language gets louder and louder, and then sometimes it's more aggressive basically. But they show maybe it's just a blink of the eye or the ear or something, a little they move away. It also teaches me to be more aware and to be more empathetic. Yes, so basically nature as well, going for a walk in a forest, hugging a tree, stuff like that. And also traveling.
Moment. Sorry. Sorry. I will show you my cure.
Yeah, there she is.
She was looking at me without blinking eyes. So yeah, so sorry, go on. You mentioned horses and also nature. That's really great.
Yes,
it has
exactly.
calming effect, right? The nature when you are there.
Yes, exactly. It brings you to the present moment, and to it connects you with yourself again more, because with the elements and with yourself, and especially with horses, then you really have to be in the present moment, because you have to be aware of the whole situation, because they are very strong, and it also might be they are also flight animals, so you have to always be aware of the situation to avoid any let's say accidents. But it when I have a full to-do list and so many open tabs in my mind, then I go to be with horses, and then I forget about everything, and then I leave the place, and then it's all back there, all the to-do lists, all the open tabs, all the challenges. So it does help me a lot to come back to the present moment. Yes.
Perfect. I think the present moment is more important than we realize. I have been thinking about it for a longer time, because when you also mentioned going to horses, that you forget about what is going on, that you are in the present moment. I think it's also a great way that your mind has some change, that you're thinking about the to-do list, because
Yes.
you focus on the current situation,
Usual day-to-day life, and to a whole different world, a whole different way of living. You see things from a new perspective. You can learn how other cultures deal with certain topics or challenges, and you can learn from it and say, okay, I will do this as well. Or you can also become aware of your own privileges, probably also. So to see your day-to-day life from a different perspective also helps me a lot. Yeah, because I'm from Germany, so everything is a bit more like toned down compared to, let's say, if you go to Latin America, for example. That is that is really gives me my creativity back often when I go to a different environment, to see that this is not the only way to approach life, basically. So I just love exploring and wandering around and letting myself flow with the rhythm of in other countries. Yes, I love that for getting back to my creativity. Yes.
Perfect type. I also have it with the traveling. I love it. Steffi, do you have any morning habit, or what do you do to feel more joy in your life?
I love in the morning to have time for myself before starting with the to-do list right away. I love for example, just listening to nice music, uplifting music, and dancing, maybe even. And this is something that is for me the most, the best start into the day. And even if I have more time, then I mean, we all have all heard of these big morning routines with journaling and meditation and stuff. I also like reading a good book, a few pages of an inspiring book that is not just about self-development or job-wise topics, but just for joy, something creative or something where you can just dream away. So this is what I really enjoy. And I also realized that in the evening I love yin yoga to calm down my nervous system, and every time I do yin yoga I sleep like a baby afterwards. So yes, I mostly do it at home, because then I can just go to sleep right away and not have to go home first. And I just can really recommend it. And you?
I think I have more morning rituals than evening, but on evenings I wanted to implement few things. But morning, when I also like to have calm morning to myself. With first I have always shower in the morning after I wake up. it used to be cold, but in wintertime it's lukewarm or warm because of I feel better. My back feels better when it's warmer. So whatever, yeah. So shower. Then I go. Then I love to meditate and do some yoga in the morning, some exercises. And I can see differences when I do it and when I don't do it. So I try for example, today I did it. I had this morning ritual and it sets up my day and I feel really calm, energy. Then walk with my doggy, with Rosie, who is here, and a coffee after it. A cup of coffee, cappuccino with some nice breakfast. Breakfast is for me maybe the most calmer part of the day. So I try to enjoy it. I would like to implement few things for the evening. For example, as you mentioned, the yoga in the evening, or doing some stretching, or reading.
We should always remind ourselves how important these routines are, because often we say, okay, I don't have time, and then we skip it, but we would benefit from keeping these routines. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing what I do in the evening, I always plan the tasks for the next day, or the priorities and tasks. And I started to put not only to-do list, but the priorities where I need to focus on. Steffi, you mentioned book or books. What kind of
which is more an illustrated book. The Horse, the Mole, the Fox, and the Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. It's about this journey, about these three characters, and they have these adventures, and they grow a really deep friendship. So it's just like nice to open the book and read one of these pages, look at the illustrations, and get like inspired by their friendship story, basically, and they're all very different characters. So I really like this book, for example. It's not so so much text, but it brings you a lot of inspiration, and it opens your imagination with the illustrations and stuff. Yeah.
love it. And you mentioned also music, that it's important.
It depends on the mood, but in the morning, I just really like to listen to, I don't know, silly music, or music that reminds me of holidays, or when I was a teenager and we were going out to just have fun, or just very uplifting music. It's not like, it's not the most sophisticated maybe music, but just to where I can really just shake it off basically, and feel the energy basically. Yes.
Wow, yeah. So perfect. Do you have anything what you would like to share with people who are watching or listening to today's episode?
Yeah, value the small joys, as you mentioned, the coffee, or the sunshine in our face after a long winter in Central Europe. It's such a nice feeling, which we often don't really pay so much attention then towards. But to really focus on the small joys in life would be something that I also have to remind myself more often. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much for your time, for your nice tips, for sharing.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
Me too. Me too. And thank you very much, all of you who are watching or listening to today's episode. If you know about anyone who might need a little encouragement, definitely feel free to share this episode. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode next week on Sunday at 7 p.m. Wish you a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.